What's up, guys? Don't forget to subscribe. Check out my channel playlist by clicking on my channel name, then go to my playlist for individual tutorials on logic, sculpting, animation, music, and more. Follow me on Dreams because I have creations, art, games, and sculptures that I have on my channel, props that you can use for your creations and whatnot, so you can stay up to date with my creations if you want to. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go ahead and start. If it has my videos up at the top over here, those are tutorials if you would like to click on those. And if it said I was streaming over here, feel free to click on that to come to the stream if you want to. Let's go ahead and begin. First, I want to make sure you guys know what I'm all about, what I can create before we even begin, because this is a simpler tutorial, but I want you guys to kind of understand what you can do in Dreams, because usually that's the kind of stuff people click on these kind of videos for. So essentially, let me show you what you can do in Dreams. Is it possible to make an open world game? Yes, sort of. You can definitely make these kind of games. I created this. Pretty legit, pretty legit, pretty legit. I even have combos. I have a how to make combos tutorial on my channel if you want to learn that. How to make health bars, how to make lives, all sorts of stuff. And even this fighting game, I even have a fighting tutorial. This can be applied to your open world game. So that's another reason why I'm showing you this, so you guys can kind of get the feel of what Dreams is all about. I have animation tutorials, everything you guys would need. Let's go ahead and start with the main gist of the tutorial. And as you can see by the picture here under game, it seems like Media Molecule has created something open world also. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. First, I want to say if a PS5 version and a PC version of Dreams comes out, which they are speculated to be talking about doing that, then all this could increase. If you go here, you can see the thermometer and you can see graphics, gameplay, 0% audio. This is the limit of things you can put inside the Dream before you can't save your Dream anymore. So the limit is 100%, but this could all increase if it comes to those consoles. Media Molecule wants Dreams to come to those consoles, but it's not on those consoles yet. For right now, your get around would be this. First, I want to tell you guys that you can go to guidelines, right? And you can have the floor here. For your open world games, this is the kind of size of the whole room in general that you can make it. If you make things too big like that, you won't be able to undo it. So, just so you guys know. So in general, that's pretty dang big. That's pretty dang big. That's the size of one game and so that you could make in one Dreams game. In one room, if you will. So what I'm going to do is back out and then open up a new Dream just because it's faster. What you want to do is put floor down, because you don't want to upsize that too big because then it gets hard to see. You just want, whenever you're creating your open world game, you just want to upsize this a little bit and then clone it, and then clone your floor until you make your open world game successfully. You don't want to make that too big. Next, let's talk about the clone tool, and let's talk about reducing sculpture detail. So this is how you reduce sculpture details to where you can put more things in your game graphically. You go to thermometer so you can see what you're doing. You go here. If it's on minus, you should be reducing. If it's on plus, then you are making the graphics better. So essentially that is how you can get the graphics down to where you can put more in your game. This is how you can completely optimize your game to quite great, proficient. Why am I trying to sound smart? Next, what you want to do, the next thing that I'm going to show you guys is cloning. So if you clone things, it usually won't take up extra graphics. The reason why is because I believe it's already rendered into the game. I mean, I'm not a technician or anything, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Since it's already been rendered here, it doesn't have to re-render the polygons. But in this game, it would be flicks. Flicks are what pretty much make up the object, as you can see here. In other games, it's usually polygons that make up your 3D models and stuff. But in Dreams, since this is a engine created all of its own, they were allowed to, well, not allowed, they did something different. And this is pretty much what a flick is. You can also go here to kind of change the flicks if you want to. And this is a flick. That's what everything's made up of in Dreams. So if I was to go to one of my sculptures, and I created this sculpture, tell me if you like it. There's a bunch of sculptures in my collection on my Young Tech's YouTube Dreams account if you want to follow me and see those. If we go in, we can see that it's made up of flicks, right? But since this is such high res, that's the reason why we can't see that. That's pretty much what the graphical limit, or the graphic detail is pretty much decreasing. So farther away, we can't tell much of a difference, but there we go. And that's essentially how that works. Now, if we were to clone this, notice it doesn't take up any graphics, but it takes up gameplay. The reason why it's taking up gameplay is because characters are usually made up of connectors. And connectors are under gadgets, which take up gameplay. Anything under gadgets can take up gameplay. It doesn't always, but most likely it will. So if we want to see joints, all we have to do is click here and we can see the joints that make up this character. If you want to learn how to easily create characters, check out my How to Remix Characters video. That'll show you guys how to do what I did here. I sculpted and made all of this, but I used that method to do it, to make to put the character together, not to remix anything. I did all this using the blank puppet. So, if we clone, it'll take up gameplay because of the connectors. Also, when you're cloning, you can press the sideways button on the far left of your controller buttons to do stuff like this, just so you guys know. Make some cool art. You can also press R3 and L3 to do things. That's trippy. That is trippy. Whoa, dude, what was... Oh, what the heck? Oh my god. Yo, we're saving this. That's dope. I didn't even know you could make optical illusions, guys. I don't... Oh my god. So, that surprised me. That surprised me. That really freaking surprised me. Alright guys, so that's that. Lost my train of thought. And then pretty much you can go to the Dreamverse to lay down stuff like objects and trees. Trees and stuff usually don't have connectors, so you usually don't have to worry about anything going up after you clone it. They can have a game, stuff like that though. Man, that's trippy, dude. So as you can see, no, that's just this guy. Nothing is going up after I clone it. You can check out my how to make levels video if you guys need that, how to make levels. I have a whole playlist for it that'll show you guys how to properly set things down and make houses and stuff if you guys want to learn that kind of stuff. But essentially, this is pretty much what it is to it. Just make sure it's not taking up any gameplay, because you really want your characters just to be the things that take up gameplay. But however, it's really not that big of a deal also, because it usually doesn't take up that much. The two gadgets that you can use for optimization sort of is the destroyer and the emitter. Use the emitter to emit enemies, so that way you don't have to keep cloning enemies. You can just use the emitter, have time between emits, and you can also make it to where it doesn't emit if this many enemies are out, just by this right here, turning this down. Max emit it, how many can come out of the emitter? Emitted object lifetime. You can also have it recycle emitted objects, but don't do that unless it's like a gun or something. You might not want to do that with enemies. If it's enemies, make sure this is on. This will make it to where the logic that you created for the enemy will be a part of the emit. And then, of course, the destroyer. So I'm not going to connect all these, but pretty much we should see 6 gameplay go down, maybe. 5, okay. So pretty dope, pretty dope, pretty dope. And that's something you can do. Only do this like if your game's like on parts where your game's getting too slow, because this will like stay, if that makes sense. So if there's like a part of the game where your character's no longer going to be returning to an area, that's when you want to use this. So at the end of the day, can you make an open world game? Yes and no. It's possible. But and I've seen it done in Dreams, but it's such a task that I don't want to say it's possible, because only the most dedicated dreamers would probably be able to get it done proficiently until this game comes out for if it comes out for PC and PS5. So I know I would probably be able to do it, but I don't want to tell you guys that it's possible, you know what I'm saying? But it is possible, but I don't want to, like, you know, have that quote being out there like, you know, Young Tech said it was possible, and then you guys think it's like too hard to do it. But it has been done. I've seen people do it, and if you're dedicated enough, you might be able to do it. You might be able to do it. As you could see by everything that I showed in this video, if it looks like you can make an open world game to you, then Dreams creating open world games, in Dreams might be for you. There are limits, though. There are limits. I'm just trying to like make sure that, you know, there's some kind of disclaimer, so you guys, you know. But I mean, you guys have all the information here now, so that's how you do it. Peace out, peace out, peace out, guys.